Welcome, Agent. You've tuned into Shielded Opinions, a Marvel Cinematic podcast.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Shielded Opinions, a Marvel Cinematic podcast where we go down the pipeline starting from Iron Man in 2008 all the way to current events. I am your host, Kirby.
I'm Riley. I wasn't ready for that. This is new.
Yeah, this is brand new. That was very awkward. I was scared, almost peed my pants.
Nah. The first intro is the hardest.
It really is.
The second one is close. And then after that, it comes together.
I'm so excited to be doing this. I have been thinking about doing a show based off the MCU for like almost 2 years now. Literally, I was like, I want to do a Spider-Man podcast so bad. But then, like, every time I'd see a new MCU movie, I was like, man, I want to go over the MCU movies so bad. You know me. I'm like, I want to do this. And then I'll do it for like 2 days. And I'm like, no, I want to do this. But I'm committing.
I think that's a lot of ambition. I've taken so many risks over the years where it's like, I've spent a lot of money to try and do an idea. And then it all falls apart after like one attempt. I'm like, all right, well, there goes that money.
Time to move on.
Yep, shame. I've always wanted to do a Marvel podcast too, because I'm always kind of just stuck in the horror space, which is fine. I like it over there. But yeah, I do watch other movies, believe it or not.
That's actually why you were my first thought for this show, because you are literally known as the horror movie guy. And I was like, well, I remember joining your Discord back in like, it was like early 2020 or like late 2019. And there was a channel that was like talking about Endgame and no spoiling it. Like that was one of the rules, like do not spoil Endgame. And I was like, okay.
We were quick on the ban hammer back then.
Those were important times. So it's still, you're like, get out of here. This isn't the space for that.
I always felt like it'd be tough for me to start a podcast like this because I'm a big Marvel fan. I am, but like my viewing in the last 3-4 years, I feel like a very casual fan. So I needed somebody to carry me. So that's what you are. You're going to carry me through this.
I'm going to carry you through this whole big spiel here. We're going to get to the Eternals eventually, which is god awful, and we'll get to. Have you seen Shang-Chi? And stuff like that?
I have, yeah.
Shang-Chi was actually really good. I don't know why it took me so long to watch, but it was a good time.
The only thing the last couple films I haven't seen, I'm a little behind a little bit in the cinematic world, but the shows is where I'm really behind on.
Dude, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's a couple shows I'm missing, like She-Hulk and Miss Marvel and stuff like that, but we'll get to it eventually.
Yeah. In
time. Because what my plan was for this show is to go over all the MCU films leading up to Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
And I realized literally yesterday, I was like, Avengers Doomsday doesn't come out till December. So we have like so much time.
Of 26. Of 26. So yeah.
2026. And I was like, oh, because I thought it was like May, because that's usually when it comes out. But I think they delayed it. I think they're going to be releasing the new Spider-Man before then. But
there's December, like the holiday releases are coming more and more common.
Yeah, it's going to be good though, and we got plenty of time, so we'll get to the MCU shows eventually. And I would like to get into some of the other films outside of the MCU, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, Blade. It's going to be a good time.
Hell yeah.
Before we get started on this review, where did Marvel enter your life? Like what was like the first movie you can remember where you're like, oh man, this shit is good?
Well, if we're talking like the MCU, that's a little bit different, but like just Marvel in general was Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Probably just like many of us, Sam Raimi got the start for us. And I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was the first movie I saw in theaters as a kid. I think.
See, I want to say that was the first one for me, like big boy movie wise, but I might have seen X-Men in theaters because I remember going to Walmart as a kid and like begging my grandma for a Toad toy. Like, who the hell wants to play with Toad? But I was like, I need this toy. Like,
All right.
It had a long tongue you could take off and stuff, and I was like, I need this fucking toy so I can swing him around with his tongue.
Yeah, I get it.
It's all right.
That makes sense to me.
Fun fact, that is the same guy who plays Darth Maul in Star Wars. It's very weird.
Two of the best characters of all time, essentially.
Yeah. I remember being a Marvel fan before Sam Raimi. Spider-Man, that was like the movie that set it in stone for me. I was like, okay, I'm all in. But I have a picture. If I can find it, I'll show it in the video version. But there's a picture of me in a comic Spider-Man suit. I'm like literally like 3 feet tall with a Darth Maul lightsaber in front of me. I was all over the place. But it is a cute-ass picture. And I think the world needs to see it. But yeah, I've always been a Marvel fan. My dad used to take me to the comic book shop, grab Spider-Man comics, tear them apart because I was literally like 4 years old. But
neither of my parents were into comics, so the comic book fan in me, that didn't come till a little bit later. I probably was around 10. And even then, like, I never had like a massive collection. I was basically like the kid that would just read everybody else's comics because my parents never brought me to the comic book store.
What a loser!
And I'm from like a very rural, small town. Didn't have a comic book store here. The closest one would have been about a 30-minute drive, and it was also in a bad area. The closest one to us was in a bad area of another town. So. Yeah, it was just never really came about. Then I was too busy, even at that age, I was too busy collecting horror movie stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty stacked on the horror collectibles, so you had to focus on priorities.
Yes. I mean, even then, if you look at at slashingcast.net on their website, in the About section in there's photos of me when I was 4, getting like the Mezco horror toys. Like I have the cloth Mezco figures of Freddy, Michael, Ghostface, and Jason. I have all of those, and I was getting them when I was 3 and 4 years old. So
yeah, that's literally insane. I saw those pictures and I was like, man, I would have literally been shitting my pants. Like, were those in your bedroom as a kid, just sitting there?
Yeah, and I had a Chucky doll too. It's not nearly as good as the one that I have now from like Todd's, but it was close to a 1-to-1 scale, full scale Chucky doll, and it was the Bride of Chucky look because the Spencer's was selling them back when that movie came out.
I remember those. Yeah,
so I had one of those. That might still be in storage somewhere. I highly doubt my parents got rid of it. I
feel like Spencer's had like a lot of cool stuff. I remember, I don't know if it was like year round, but I remember Spencer's having like a full shelf full of like different masks. Was that year round, or was that just during Halloween? Because I specifically remember quite a few times seeing it.
Well, I don't know about Mask, but there was always horror stuff in Spencer's. Like I remember, because the mall closest to us, back when people went to malls, we used to go all the time, and I'd always force my mom to bring us into Spencer's, which obviously, it's a big ask for a kid my age. They had this big blow-up penis on the ceiling, and my brother and my mom always used to tell me that it was a nose. It's like, it's just a nose up there, and it's literally just a fucking cock and balls on the ceiling.
Dude, I remember in 2020 you told us this story when we were all drunk.
It's true. It's a true story.
You're like, Mom, can I have that nose? I think it looks cool. And she's like, shut the fuck up.
They always, that's the first time I ever recall seeing like Mezco figures and NECA figures and things like that. So even like, actually there's one behind me is a little Jason Goes to Hell figure that I've had since 98 probably. That figure it's from Spencer's. It was one of the ones I got from Spencer's. Or like they had the little cars, like I have Part 3 Jason on top of a Crystal Lake Jeep. And like that was from Spencer's and stuff like that. They had a bunch of miscellaneous shit. They still do. They still have that kind of stuff in there.
The oldest figure I have is right behind me. Over here. That little human spider figure. He's missing an arm.
Oh.
He's in pretty poor shape, but he's surviving.
I have both of them right here. Look at that. What do you know? Here's the little J-Man on
he's
top
hot.
of. Yeah, I've had this. Let's see. is the year on here? This is copyrighted 88, so I don't know when the hell I got that. And then, yeah, this is, I would assume this came out between 93 and 98, this little Jason Goes to Hell figure.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is old school, too. You can tell.
Oh, yeah. This is like a little one of those, like, rubber figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Good times. This is
well, at least we know that Marvel and horror have the same thing. The companies will milk you dry with every bit of dollars you have. You're going to spend it on collectibles.
Yeah, and
movies.
Fandom is brutal, and
yeah,
that's just
it's
pop
insane.
culture. That's pop culture for you. Getting Star Wars.
Jesus Christ, man.
Those are actually like worlds I'm kind of scared to be a part of, because if you slip up and say the wrong thing, you just kind of get clocked. I mean, horror is the same way, but I can at least hold my ground in that space. Go ahead, argue with me about it. I'm ready.
The Star Wars fandom, man, I'm telling you, they are brutal. They don't give a fuck if you're new to it. They're like, you fucking ignorant piece of shit.
Yeah,
it's insane.
That's one of my least favorite things about fandom in general. It's just some people. And this is literally every fandom ever. Always the gatekeepers. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not as educated, you're trash. And yeah, in horror, like, we'll poke fun at people. Like, literally, I just did it yesterday where I made fun of IGN for spelling Voorhees wrong. In the grand scheme of things, not a big deal. But since it's IGN, had to do it.
You're like, they should know better. They're a little bit like above normal fandom.
Right, and in the world of media and press, I'm so sick of reading reviews and things and news from people that don't know shit about those IPs. It's like, of course you didn't like it. You don't like the IP at all. It's driving me nuts. But
I was watching, before we get started, just a little tangent again. Jake Baldino, which I'm a big fan of his, he creates great videos and stuff, but he was talking about the new Hellraiser game and how it was being made by Saber. He didn't say it was a gun, but he was like, it's made by the people that made Evil Dead the game and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And literally, as soon as he said that, I was like, actually.
At least you can make a case for F-13 because of Diversion 3 and that, like, they're like on the legal of F-13. But yeah, definitely no relation whatsoever to TCM.
I was like, Jake, don't say that.
But I mean, and that's the amount of things that are miscued in that space is a whole other story. Like, Ilphonic or like Gun let Predator Hunting Grounds die. Like, I've heard that a million times. Like, they let F-13 die and Predator die. Like,
and now TCM, it's
like,
okay.
Well, no, yeah, Gun didn't work on Predator, guys. Yeah. And then you mix the lawsuit in there and trying to educate people on that, trying to educate myself on the damn thing half the time. I just bring people along with the ride, and it's just such a confusing space.
It is. I could only imagine, like, the shit, like, the lawyers and stuff had to have gone through during that whole F-13 thing. I bet that was a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, I'm sure. And you're not talking, like, it's big boy money that was in this conversation, because I think over 40 years, Victor Miller was only paid like $250,000 in royalties for a like $1 billion franchise. Like, yeah,
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, so they were talking about big boy money.
But let's get to the main discussion. We are going to be talking about Iron Man, released in 2008, directed by Jon Favreau. And for some people don't realize this, he is actually like a main character in these movies. He is literally the security guy for Tony Stark. He's literally in the background all the time. He's a beautiful human being. He was in the original Daredevil movie. He's a huge Marvel fan, huge Star Wars fan. He's just a nerd. He's one of us. One of us. And the development of this movie, doing research, was like a huge... It was fucking sloppy. Like, when they went into filming, they didn't even have a complete script. They had to improv, like, a lot of the dialogue, which is just amazing based on, like, the characters. Like, I mean, Robert Downey Jr., literally cooked the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
It's completely insane.
What? It's crazy that even on a movie like this, which kickstarted the MCU, and led to billions and billions of dollars of revenue, even a film like that still gets fumbled in pre-production.
I was really mind blown to discover that, and there was like a lot of rewrites and just a lot of, and I feel like, I don't know for sure, but the ending feels a little bit rushed, so I don't even think they got like the full amount of time that they needed.
Yeah, I 1000% agree with that, because I was watching yesterday with my son. He tried to walk away a couple times at the beginning. I'm like, listen, buddy, I'm telling you, when he puts on the suit, you're gonna like it.
You're gonna love it.
And then he started flying around, he literally, the second he flew for the first time, he was like, whoa.
It's like he was on the suit too. He was like, whoa.
And, yeah, I got to the end and I had to go stream last night, so I paused the movie right in the middle of the last fight scene, and I was like, all right, I'll finish it this morning. And I was like, God, man, there's got to be at least 20 minutes left. And then I pressed play, and like 30 seconds later, it was over. I'm like, oh, well, fuck me. Okay.
There's literally a scene, and I was going to save it toward the end, but it cracks me up because, like, the big giant arc reactor explodes, and he, like, rolls over out of the way. And then the next scene, he's just, like, passed out, dead. And I'm like, hold on a second. How do you go from, like, being wide awake, rolling away, to just... instantly.
How many times in this franchise, in the MCU, do we see his heart stop?
Probably
how many times?
A few times.
I feel like I have seen the light shut off so many times, then flicker back on.
It's like there's been a handful of times like he's been like rubbing his arm and stuff due to like signs of like a heart attack, and I'm like, no wonder you're about to have a heart attack, dude. Your heart has stopped beating like 15 times.
Yeah. I actually, it was fun revisiting the origin story, because there was just like a lot that I forgot. I was thinking in the opening, I don't know why, but in my my Mandela effect brain, I recall the beginning of the MCU being way more like kid friendly. And you start off Iron Man in the middle of war and a bunch of dudes getting shot and killed in a very like graphic setting. I'm like, oh,
it is
shit.
very raw. Like it feels just so real compared like at that time in the United States, like we were at war with the country that it was saying he was in. Obviously the group of people that captured him is not like from Afghanistan. It's actually the 10 Rings, which is involved in Shang-Chi and stuff. But it is
but even, you know, they're speaking Arabic, and it's just, you're just going to naturally compare it to what was going on with America at the time.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I remember watching that. I was like, God, should I even let Miles see this? Because like you think of MCU and it's like a banana peel slipping, and they're like, whoa, and everyone laughs. They're like, oh, look at him, he tripped over a banana peel. But like this movie was very natural and organic. Like it didn't feel forced with the comedy. It just felt like a normal movie, which is weird compared to MCU. Like nowadays you think, like I said, it's very slapsticky, like forced comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I was thinking, because of that, I'm like, this is why Marvel has taken a bit of a step back. I think they lean too much now into the comedy. I think they're really trying to make sure that they can target a very young generation, and I think a lot of that comes with like merchandising, and things like that. Just this movie in the grand scheme of Marvel now is very simplistic. There's not a ton going on. There's still some wildly impressive CGI. And I actually recently, before we even talked about this show, I watched Corridor break Iron Man down. And the amount of stuff that they were doing practically and with CGI, it just a beautiful thing.
For 2008, it was literally like, it's still like watching it. I think I watched it a couple of days ago, but I was like, good Lord, this looks so good.
Yeah, they because they actually have proper reference. Like they had more time. Now Marvel, have effects dude, they're just rushed. They're all rushed. And
Like, you got a month to get this done, young man.
Those dudes are working 20 hours a day to get out all the shots, and you're just, with that, quality is going to diminish. But they had a practical suit on set, so they were able to test the lighting. And when you look at a practical suit and then can see the exact lighting and how the metal reacts, it's a little bit easier to recreate digitally. And they had a full 3D model of the Iron Man suit. And then, like the first time you see like the feet all coming together and closing around his leg, or when the first time he takes a suit off and all of that, like that's all CGI, but it's very hard to tell because they match the practical model so well.
Yeah.
And then they weren't doing full head replacements either. That's one thing that when they start doing the full head replacements for Iron Man, or just like throwing the suit on him and you start getting the floating head effect, later in the MCU, I was like, it looks so much better in the first Iron Man than it does in like I think actually one of the worst examples or best examples, I guess, of that floating head effect is in Civil War. Like,
Civil
really
War
bad there.
And in Infinity War as well.
Yeah.
Or is that what it is, Infinity War? Good Lord, my brain just farted for a second.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's Infinity War.
Are you talking about like the actual title of the film? Because yeah.
I was like, surely it's for some reason when I said Civil War and I was like, wait, the next one after that was Infinity War. I was like, both of them with the last word war.
Whoa.
Oh, all right. But I have it broke down into 3 sections. Section 1 being the start of something bigger. Section 2, the trial phase. And Section 3, I am Iron Man. And we're just going to kind of break apart, like, not scene by scene, but just the basics to give you a understanding of what the film was doing. And then we'll go over, I have some Easter eggs written down and some final thoughts, too. Does that sound pretty good?
That sounds so fantastic.
I was born for this. Okay.
Fantastic foreskins.
Oh. I already
but
I'm just
real
kidding.
quick, have you seen Fantastic Four yet?
I have. Look right over here. I got my little popcorn bucket.
It's just slightly out of frame. I can't see it.
Oh no. Here, I'll pull it out. Look at that. There it is.
Oh, is that?
Yep. I tried getting the Galactus head, and it wasn't there. I think you have to pre-order that. That's the one I was trying to get. I was like, I want a giant fucking head behind me.
Honestly, though, that is one of the worst popcorn buckets I've seen.
Dude, there's no way. It's got light up eyes and everything.
The popcorn buckets are getting a little crazy. And why is so many of them look like they're meant to put your penis in? And I'm just, can we make some adjustments accordingly? It was funny
that was all according to plan.
It was funny with the Deadpool one.
Yeah.
All right. But that was intentional. But why is
the Dune one? The Dune one was crazy.
Didn't they had like the Spider-Man cup recently? I think it was at AMC I think it's for the Sam Raimi re-release actually. And the cup, the straw is coming like right out of his cock. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Are you serious?
It's not like literally, but it looks pretty phallic. All right.
Damn. Yeah, they're getting a little bit control over there.
My God, so just take it easy, huh?
They're like, oh, the kids love this. They'll buy our cup. It's fucking wild, man. I'm going to get those Fantastic Foreskins, though. The Jaws cup is good. Yeah.
I don't play Fortnite, so I will not be getting the Foreskins.
They have it on Marvel Rivals.
I will also
I
not
need
be playing.
you to commit.
I can't. I was so happy to get out of Call of Duty, and then they do the I Know What You Last Summer collab. I'm like, I gotta. Now I'm back.
Here we go again.
It's time for games like that. I'm so unbelievably competitive that if I get committed to any game with ranked in it, if I get committed to it, I'm in trouble because I got to be the best.
You're like, oh, here's a skin that looks like a ear of corn. I'm gonna buy that real quick.
Yes.
It's like, oh, a potato skin. All right. Yep. So the brief little synopsis here: after being held captive in Afghanistan, in a cave, billionaire engineer Tony Stark creates a unique weaponized suit of armor to fight evil. That is the basic premise. I'm sure like 99.9% of the people have seen this movie, but they are listening because they love us. Yes. Anyways, it's a cold opening. Tony Stark gets attacked. All the soldiers get shot down, and he is held prisoner in Afghanistan. Then it flashes back to like a little Tony Stark montage where he's like, at 4 years old, he created a black hole. And 6 years old, he builds his first super engine. It's like all kinds of crazy stuff that nobody would ever be able to do other than him. And then it flashes back to him. After that, you know, he's gambling, showing off that he's a badass and, you know, all that good stuff. And then it goes back to present day where he is held prisoner and he is introduced to Jensen. And I would like to say that he is honestly the hero of this movie. Like, if it wasn't for Jensen, there would be no Iron Man whatsoever.
Well, yeah, I mean, literally. Like, he is the reason that I understand Tony still built out the suit, but like, even between like just the support, distractions, the camaraderie, you know, it's very crucial to the development of that first suit.
His words were, they obviously like changed Tony Stark's whole mindset. Like, he literally saw all those weapons and he's basically said, is this the last act of defiance of the great Tony Stark? This is your life's work in the hands of those murderers. Like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to go out being the one that sold all these dangerous weapons to dangerous people? And obviously Tony Stark was like, you're right. This is terrible. I've made a terrible mistake and I have to do right by that. And that's what started it all, man. Jensen created a superhero.
Yeah.
In a cave with a box of scraps.
Which I have many questions about the realism of this, and this is actually just me asking. Are those? Is it really realistic to building the suit's already crazy, okay, and the arc reactor and all that in this cave? Why aren't they like properly monitoring him? Like,
they have literally just like one camera and one angle.
Yeah, and I just you guys didn't walk in there. I mean, they do. We watched them do it, and we watched them watch the cameras. Like, you guys, you can't tell he's Why does he have a welder, brother? Like, I just there's
several missiles. Like, he wouldn't have to do any welding, but obviously they're not like engineers and stuff. They're like, oh fuck, he knows what he's doing. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it's just you guys could have literally walked in there once, saw the chest plate, and been like, oh.
What's this mask doing here? And he's like, that is my second welding mask.
Yeah, I mean, give him the tools he needs to create your weapons. I get it, but it is, you really fumbled, boys. Like, you deserve to lose this battle, because
them motherfuckers didn't know what the hell was going on. They deserved everything that came to them.
Like, is the bulletproof effectiveness of that suit, is that realistic at all?
No, with all the holes and like body parts being exposed, I was like, they are the worst shots I've ever seen. Like, he could have been shot so many times and they missed every single one of them.
Yeah, like his neck is wide open. The eye
his
holes,
eyes, his mouth. Like,
yeah, I was like, okay, that's crazy that not one got through. But then, like, it was one thing when there was like P90s, there's a bunch of like submachine guns, so they're shooting small rounds, and I get that. But then at one point, it's like an M60 light machine gun that blasts into him. I'm like, I think it would rip that suit up, man.
Well, I don't think you realized what the suit was made out of. He actually constructed that out of plot armor. And that literally saved him. So
I thought you were actually going to say something I didn't know, and I was like,
You're
"Oh,
like,
wow, maybe I was wrong." All right,
I had to throw it in there.
It's just steel, right? Like, there's nothing. This isn't like.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything impressive. I think it's just made out of multiple layers of steel. I don't know how bulletproof that is. If it is at all, I have no idea.
I just thought it was like, especially when the light machine gun came out, I was like, that's impressive that you would be able to just eat all those bullets. Those are shooting some pretty big rounds.
It looked pretty thick though. Like, I don't know how many like sheets of steel he used. I mean, it looked like it weighed like 200 pounds.
He was still able to walk.
Yeah.
He's able to move in it. And I understand he's got like the support and the mechanic. I get it, but damn, bro. Actually, one thing I was really struggling to buy into on top of that, if we're going to complain about realism in a superhero movie, shall we? When he flies off and you know the jets give out and he falls to the ground and he falls in the sand and the whole suit breaks and whatnot. When we cut to him, he's like half his body is in the sand. He's basically buried to his waist. I'm like, your legs are shattered.
He is dead, brother.
Like, I don't care what suit you were wearing, man. Your legs, like your femur just stabbed your heart.
No, that's that plot armor. It does a lot of work to protect you from those scenarios.
Yeah, well, that's as far as I'll go with my complaining about realism in a superhero movie. I was just like, actually, like, oh, there's okay. He's just a regular dude.
I love how Jensen was like explaining like how that electromagnet was like saving him from all those shards. I thought that was really cool that he was hooked up to a freaking car battery for like, I don't know, it had to have been like a couple weeks or something. And then Tony built the arc reactor out of those scraps and stuff. And he's like, yeah, my dad made this and didn't really find a use for it until now. I think that's really pretty awesome that his dad's little hoax creation apparently like saved his life and like became like a huge centerpiece of like what Iron Man is.
It was meant to be.
It was. And rest in peace to Jensen, because literally he knew he was going to die and told Tony he'd like to see his family one day, got Tony out, and then he passed away, got to see his family again. Tony went hard, blew them all to smithereens with a large flamethrower, a couple little missiles, and then pieced on out of there.
Yeah, and then falls and breaks his legs.
Yep. But they healed back fairly quickly because you see him jogging like instantly. And as soon as he gets back home, he's like, I want a fucking American cheeseburger and a press conference. And he's like, I'm shutting down the Stark weapons division immediately. And everyone freaks out and he leaves.
I cringed at that American cheeseburger moment a little bit.
You cringed at that?
Well, it's getting an American cheeseburger is one thing, but when you ask for an American cheeseburger and you get fucking Burger King, I think that's a stretch.
Man, I don't know. When it comes to these fast food places, Burger King's burgers are pretty damn good.
If really, all right, you have an out of town, out of country friend coming in, and they're like, "Hey, I really just want to try an American cheeseburger." You're bringing him to Burger King, brother?
Hey, I live in Ashland, Kentucky. There is nothing else.
There are great burgers down in Kentucky. What do you mean?
Not in Ashland, Kentucky, my friend. I mean, yeah, I could take him to like Texas Roadhouse and get a steak burger and stuff. But
even that feels wrong.
There's nothing. When you get to Lexington, yeah, that's a whole different story. But I live in Ashland, Kentucky.
Even like no diners, no.
There's a couple diners, but there's nothing really fancy. There's nothing like very special about it.
I would make sure if I was gonna someone from out of country ask for an American cheeseburger, I would make sure we get a smash burger.
See, I've never had smash burger.
What? That's impossible.
Swear to God. Actually, there is a Five Guys.
No, I mean like literally. I don't care. I don't
good.
care who makes it, but just a smash style burger, like your like Steak and Shake,
just with everything on it and yeah,
sure. But yeah, if you just like true American cheese smash steak burgers, good to go.
We do have a Steak and Shake, but man, every time I eat it, my stomach is like struggling to survive every time I eat it.
Correct.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah, but dude, Steak and Shake now sucks ass.
It's a lot different.
They don't have servers anymore. Like, who goes to a diner to not have an actual waiter? Right? It's weird to me. You go in, you go into their little touch screens and order that way, and then yeah. When we used to go see movies, every time we'd go see a movie, we'd get Steak and Shake either before or after. And we used to. You ever had a 7x7?
No.
Well, it's 7 steak patties,
Jesus Christ,
and 7 slices of cheese stacked on top of each other in one big burger. I used to get that shit every time. So if you want to know why I was like 400 pounds a year ago, that's why.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, Yeah, probably was on the verge of a heart attack a handful of times though. But great stuff, great, delicious burger.
You're like, it was part of the process. It made everything 10 times better.
Dude, it was good. It was good.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I would now, because how clean I eat, if I were to get that much grease in a single meal, I would actually throw up.
You would literally shit the grease out within 5 minutes.
My body would not take that well these days.
Yeah. I think this first section of the movie is what truly makes this movie special. Like, the middle is a lot of fun. It's very heartwarming. And the last bit is super cool too. But what makes Iron Man so good, I think, is this beginning section showing that Tony Stark is, he realizes he's not what he wants to be. He realizes he needs to do better and be better. And this whole section really points that out and makes the whole film, I think.
And it's like really important to establishing just how smart he is.
Yeah.
You see that gambling side of him, and you see how the press like builds him out in the media, that he's just like this awful dude, and he's just people are making all this shit for. It's kind of how Steve Jobs gets talked about today. And I'm not saying maybe that's a fair case about Steve Jobs. I don't know, but
except Steve Jobs is clearly not as handsome as Tony Stark.
Well, like Steve Jobs kind of got he would take all the credit for the work essentially,
Yeah.
but other engineers are making the shit happen. This opening and with him building his own suit is proof that he's a genius too. It's not just the people working for him.
Yeah, he's clearly more like, he's the one coming up with the designs. He's probably not building it right now, but he is the one that came up with all these plans and everything and brought it into production and brought it to life.
When he's pitching the missiles to the military, he's selling them for like $500 million.
Yeah.
And then he opens that one case and like the freaking martini glasses pop up out of the case. I want one of those.
That's pretty damn cool. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that needs
You're
to be
like,
in my
that's
office.
what Tony Stark's about.
Like, that's what I need right now.
I love that line in the beginning too. They're like, is it true that you've been with all 12 Maxim magazine models or something? He's like, on a technicality, he's like, March's had a scheduling conflict, but December's had twins.
That's good.
I mean, he works hard. He earned it.
There's a lot of kind of like sexual jokes like that. Again, I was just kind of surprised. I just forgot how the MCU started in that way, where it's a little bit more inappropriate.
I know, when he was sleeping with the reporter, I was like, whoa, what is going on here?
A lot of bare skin in there. Even like the line, like, I'm prepared to lose a few with you.
I was like, someone called Disney. What's going on? This was pre-Disney. That's why.
We need more boobs in Marvel movies, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the problem. I'll get on it. I'll call my people. Section 2, though, is the trial phase. This is where it gets really fun, where you get to see Tony Stark like use his brain and try to figure all this shit out, because he's so impressed with that suit. He's like, oh, hell yeah. He's like, I'm going to do this. Fuck the weapons. He's like, I'm going to build a suit with all those weapons built into it. And that's what he does. He literally spends like every second of his life trying to figure out how to fly. And it was so fun watching him do all that. He's looking at his dummy robot. I think, is that his name, Dummy? I honestly think it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Probably.
And I just love him arguing with it. He's like, listen here, if you spray me with that thing again, I'm going to sell you.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And he builds Mark II, practices flying for the first time, and the acting was so well done with Robert Downey Jr. Like, I honestly believed he was flying for the first time. Like, it was just so well done.
Well, yeah, and the wire work and all that is solid too, because again, a lot of that's done practically and just painting out the wires rather than just flying in a 3D model.
Like, it's crazy that he was just like in a dark room showing his face, and then they put like the UI over his face to make it look like he was in the suit. It's weird how he was able to bring that character to life, knowing he was probably just in a little tiny closet at the time. because he does so well.
That UI that they do, the HUD like that, is really smart. I mean, really, from the when we're looking at him, it really doesn't make like any practical sense, like that there's that much room in the helmet for him to have this crazy HUD like that.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make practical sense, but it's so important for allowing you to continue to connect to the character of Tony Stark rather than just transitioning to Iron Man. Like it's still Tony in there. We still see him, and that's like so important throughout all of MCU is to have Robert Downey Jr. in that moment rather than just Iron Man in a blank face.
And what's weird, going off tangent, but still like on topic of this, is the fact that they didn't want Robert Downey Jr. to even play Tony Stark. Because he is Tony Stark. Like, I couldn't imagine anyone else. And Jon Favreau literally had to fight so hard to get them to understand that this is the guy to do it. It's just crazy because he is literally the face of Marvel. Like, even after his death, R.I.P., I mean, we're still holding on to Robert Downey Jr. He's coming back.
Yeah.
As Dr. Doom. I mean, he is the face of this whole cinematic universe.
Yeah, it is like absolutely perfect casting. It's the character he was born to play. That's for sure. But I kind of get why studios were scared to cast him, especially to be a part of something they knew was going to be such a children-targeted series. Because, before that, I mean, Robert got into a lot of trouble. And was,
he was getting into a lot of trouble. And honestly, this role saved his life, too. In real life, it saved him. And he completely changed. I mean, he does so many charities and so much good things now. Because I feel like he feels like he has the responsibility of being like his character that he portrayed. And I think that's awesome. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, even IRL, he is Iron Man.
He is Iron Man. He is doing it. I swear to God, if I see a fucking metal suit flying around, I'm just going to... There he is.
Yeah, with the money
Robert Downey Jr.
The money he's made from the MCU, he might be rich enough.
Honestly. Dude, that's crazy, too. Like, Tony Stark... How does he have the money to build? He has like 50 Iron Man suits.
Dude, I mean, if you actually think about Stark Industries, because he was already big with his dad, and his dad was rich. And then you go and you're making military grade weapons and selling them for arguably billions sometimes. And like he said with the freaking martini glasses, like, hey, this comes for free with the $500 million purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's still crazy.
World money. It's why it's like NVIDIA. NVIDIA, most of their profits are a direct result of military sales. They don't have anything to do with like their GPUs and shit for us normal consumers. They're making loads and loads of money off of military expenses. And
he does say that in the movie too. He's telling the reporter, he's like, all these other good things my company's doing is because of the military funding. So it makes sense, but it's just wild because I'd say those suits are like a few $1 million a piece.
Probably.
Yeah.
But did you see the windows in his bedroom? I mean, he's so...
Yeah. I'm thinking about installing those in mine in like a few weeks.
I couldn't afford a single panel of glass.
I had to buy a panel of glass, and it was pretty expensive.
Dude, windows are not cheap.
When we bought the house that we live in now, our front door was missing like a panel of glass because the last owner locked himself out of the house and there was no way for him to get in. So he had to break the glass of his door. And we just got that replaced this year. It was awfully cold this winter. The cold air was definitely coming in.
You said that shit like a piece of cardboard over it with some tape? Like, whoa.
Well, we have a screen door, and then the actual door has like a centerpiece that was missing. Okay. So the screen door kind of blocked it, but not by much. Every time I walked by there, my nipples got pretty hard. About ripped through my t-shirt.
I have a doggy door in my house. That's part of a sunroom, so it already is, or Four Seasons. It's not really very temperature controlled in there to begin with. But then I also have a doggy door that I don't care. I'm keeping it open in the winter because my dogs are assholes. So I'm keeping
I've heard
it open.
them.
Yeah. So that makes it pretty chilly. Yeah. It's pretty chilly out there.
Well, let's move on here. We have Tony Stark realizes there is a party and I think it's dedicated to him that he wasn't even invited to. And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" So he goes over there, hangs out, and Obadiah was like, "Yo, dude, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "I'm coming to my party. Like, what do you think?" And he ends up, talking to Pepper, which the dialogue between them two are spectacular. Every single scene they do together just feels natural. And he, right before he goes back to Pepper to drink and possibly get a few kisses in, the reporter comes back and he's like, "Shit." He's like, "She's back." And she ends up pointing out some pretty important stuff. He's like, you shut down the division and stuff, but this group of people still has more of your weapons and they're doing these terrible things. So he's like, "Okay, fine." He finishes building Mark III, heads on over there, and does just cool shit. Blows up a tank with like a tiny missile, saves everyone. That is one of the coolest little scenes ever. And it's not really like Iron Man is in the future movies because he's still trying to hide his identity. So he almost sounds robotic. Like he sounds like a machine, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. And that's when you get like one of the most iconic shots in the MCU of him walking away after blowing up all the weapons.
That's the thumbnail of this episode, my friend.
Yeah,
it's such a cool shot, man.
You can't look at the explosion.
Dude, in the superhero landing, like he was going like 100 miles per hour down toward the ground and then just lands. Like so badass. Like if I was those soldiers, I would have shit my pants and run. Instantly.
Yeah.
I'd have like, I didn't know this existed. I'm out.
Honestly, the idea of an Iron Man suit IRL is pretty fucked up. Like it's pretty scary.
I would feel like the ends of times would be coming because I was like, as soon as one of those suits get made, other people are going to make it. And then you're just going to see fucking robots flying around shooting at each other all the time.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that it's something that hasn't happened yet.
Not that we've seen anyways. I mean, I feel like they got to be working on something like that.
We're too busy preparing for chemical warfare. So
yeah, and the AI shit's pretty crazy too.
Well, yeah, and that is more likely than us putting humans in a suit. It's probably more likely we just build full-scale bulletproof robots.
And just have them fight.
And those already are kind of a thing. Like, that's something that military has been testing for a while, and then you use it for bombs and things like that.
Yeah. But this action sequence was super cool, and then he tries leaving, and the United States tries to take him down with the jets, and he ends up calling, I think Rhodey ends up calling him, which always confuses me, because this is the only movie with this actor playing Rhodey.
Yeah.
He is portrayed in this by Terrence Howard, and I can't remember who plays him in the future movies, but he's clearly more iconic in the future movies than this one.
Yeah, why am I zoning out his name too? Frickin',
I can't remember because I usually know it.
We're fake fans. Somebody edit this out. Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is far more iconic. Like literally going back and watching this one, like the few times after Iron Man 2, I was like, who is this guy? I felt like that kid with the blonde hair. He's like, wait a minute. Who are you?
You know what sucks though? I actually really like Terrence Howard.
He did good in this movie. Like I don't understand why they didn't use him in the future films. If it was like scheduling conflicts, I'm not sure.
I've definitely have seen that story at some point, and I don't remember.
Yeah. But he's like dodging these jets. They're trying to take him down, and Tony's like, I have no idea what's going on. Rhodey's like, whatever, I don't believe you. And then he ends up admitting, he's like, I'm the one in the damn suit. Quit shooting at me. And we get that whole ordeal. And then it leads.
According to, in case you're wondering, according to AI Overview, it was due to a salary dispute.
Oh.
He sought after a significant pay raise, almost matching Robert Downey Jr.
Damn.
Well, Look how much
I
more
bet
money you could have made if you weren't
he
greedy.
could have made so much more. Yep. He's like, I will take so much more money. And they're like, how about no? How about no?
How about you could either make more money now, which it didn't work out for him, or you can just wait it out and be in like 7 Marvel movies, and eventually there'll be a budget of like $250 million. That's fine.
It's all right. I think, honestly, when it comes to the two, I think the other guy did a better job. No offense to Terrence, he did a great job in this, but the Rhodey that we see in the future films just matches the other guy's vibes. Clearly because he did it, but like I don't see Rhodey in this movie being the Rhodey in the other movies, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think Don is just especially where MCU went. I think Don is better with humor.
Yeah.
And having that back and forth between him and Robert Downey Jr. just kind of works
it's
out.
Classic, man.
Yeah.
Like the whole argument with War Machine and the Iron Patriot in Iron Man 3. I love it. But we're on the last section here, and it is I Am Iron Man. We see Tony Stark gets Pepper to try to do some investigating to see what's up over there and who's selling these weapons. And she finds out that Obadiah is the one doing all this. He's been selling the weapons to the 10 Rings, and he's also working on a little project of his own. We clearly saw that he was going to work on his own Iron Man suit because he went to the 10 Rings and told him to fuck off, that he's taking the suit and not doing any work with him, kills them all. And then it shows Obadiah paralyzing Tony. He rips out the arc reactor to power up his own suit and leaves him for dead. And that scene there was pretty tragic because he was like trying so hard to get downstairs to where Pepper left his original arc reactor, which is so cool. I'm actually going to try to find that piece online to put on my desk. It shows like the arc reactor and then proof that Tony Stark has a heart. I think that is such a cool piece of collectible memorabilia.
Well, especially now after Endgame.
I think on the TikTok shop, I think you can get it for like $20. It's like LED and everything. You know, they do some good stuff over on TikTok. They have some good stuff. But Tony eventually gets the daggone thing in his chest and he suits up for the final time. Jarvis is like, yo, you're only at like 40%. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to go up against this guy. Stane's suit is crazy looking. It is so massive.
Yeah, it's... I'm a little confused. I know he's working on the suit for a while as well, but they were like, he goes to one of his engineers and is like, we don't have the technology. The technology does not exist. And he just, all we gotta do is steal this arc reactor and everything's gonna be fine. And I already built out the incredible massive suit.
Yeah, how long did it take for him to build that suit? Like, how long was he preparing for this? Because, like, it's a movie, so obviously it's like 10 minutes, but like, how many days? He's like, all right, sir, build this suit real quick. I'll be back in like 10 minutes with the arc reactor and we'll get to business.
Yeah.
I'm sure it took like a couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah. It's a lot of welding.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, he's got access to everything. I mean, it's Stark Industries, so
yeah,
do whatever he wants.
The final fight was really cool. It's nothing like crazy compared to like MCU movies in the later timeline, but it is still a really cool fight. And Staines is literally just talking shit the whole time. He's like, yeah, I built a superior suit. Your ass is grass, boy. I'm like 10 feet tall and you're just a normal man. And so Tony's like, okay, fly up in the sky. There's no way he figured out the de-icing issue. And dude, I'm surprised Staines got up so fast because he literally fell to the fucking ground, close to space.
Well, yeah, it's another one of those that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it's all right.
The shock absorption in those suits are insane.
Apparently.
And then, after the whole battle ensues, we see Tony Stark just about dying, but his little arc reactor saves his life once again. And then it completely rushes to him at a press conference revealing that he is Tony Stank, he is Iron Man, and then it cuts to the ending. We get a cool end credit scene of Nick Fury wanting to start up the Avengers, which is really cool. It's crazy to think that this movie, the ambition of like starting this whole cinematic universe was already put in place, because you see Agent Coulson throughout the movie trying to talk to Tony Stark like several times, and Tony Stark keeps pushing it away. But just the little seeds that they sprinkled into this one film, they didn't even know it was going to succeed. It's just crazy.
Yeah, they were all in on it for not having a script. They sure were all in on it. Yeah,
he's like, I got the structure of it. I just don't have it all filled out.
Yeah,
and they just went for it.
It obviously worked out, because they went on to make so much money. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Final thoughts here. Well, let's talk about some Easter eggs real quick. You see Captain America's prototype shield in the background of Tony's workshop. There's a billboard sign of Roxxon Corporation during the final battle. Very quick, blink and you'll miss it. The 10 Rings, obviously, is the group ran by the Mandarin, which they were hinting at to be the big bad for Iron Man in the trilogy. We see where that went with Iron Man 3, where they kind of just threw that out the window. But then, like, the real Mandarin returns in Shang-Chi. I didn't even realize the 10 Rings in Iron Man 1 was like the 10 Rings from Shang-Chi. It wasn't until this most recent rewatch I was like, that's the same group of people.
Yeah, that could easily be missed.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because, I mean, obviously you're seeing them in Iron Man 1. They're completely different ethnicity and different country, which obviously the 10 Rings is like a global organization. So I'm sure there's a lot more people. And then Jensen's backstory was actually he met Tony Stark before the cave, and it's the conference in Bern, which is at the beginning of Iron Man 3, where he's like drunk and being a douchebag to the guy in Iron Man 3. That's where Jensen met Tony Stark.
Right.
That's crazy.
I forgot about that.
I did too, until I was doing research. I was like, that's the same conference.
Wow.
Oh my God, it all adds up.
It's all coming together.
He influenced one of the nicest people, and Jensen realized he saw a good man, and then also influenced a villain. All in one night.
It's a lot of power. Man's got a lot of power.
He's a good man. What are some final thoughts? What did you think about this movie watching it now compared to the whole grand scheme of the MCU?
We talked about it a little bit earlier already, but it's so much more simplistic than what we've come to. It's not like this grand scheme, 50 cameos, time travel. Yeah. It's just, although there is some crazy shit happening, it's a little bit more grounded in reality. It's about as close as you can get to reality in a superhero movie. And you just are focusing on the characters at hand, and you're building out and developing those characters. And like, that's something that I think we just kind of take for granted now when you have so many characters established in the MCU. And there's nothing quite like relating to a character for the first time, you know, remembering how you fell in love.
It's true. It really is true. Like, the moment we saw Tony Stark on screen, we fell in love with this guy. Which is crazy, because before this movie, he was kind of like a B-tier character. Like, he wasn't like the face of Marvel compared to now. Like, now it's Spider-Man and Iron Man, and, you know, Captain America is cool too. We love Cap, but it was just Spider-Man before this Iron Man movie. Like, that was all Marvel cared about. And this movie really brought something special to where it's been almost 20 years of MCU films, and it was all because of this little project that Jon Favreau worked on. I don't know if Kevin Feige was involved. I think he was. I mean, to not have a complete script and just all the headache that they had, this movie created something massive. and I think that's awesome. The special effects were incredible. The acting is superb. It's natural comedy, and it really built the groundwork for all the MCU. Like I said, like throughout the whole movie, you see these little seeds sprinkled in there. That's like, oh, the Shield is obviously Captain America. We're gonna get Cap. The Avengers is being worked up. It's just crazy. Jon Favreau literally thought so much into like what this movie and franchise could be, and it just shows we're 36 movies in.
Ooh.
Plus Disney Plus shows. It's crazy.
I guess I didn't realize it was 36 movies. You know what? We gotta cancel this show.
You're like, I gotta
go. You know what I always find funny rewatching Iron Man is how much you like Jarvis.
Dude, Jarvis is so cool. Yeah. Literally, he's the intro of our show because I love him. It's not Vision. Vision's cool too, but old school Jarvis is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the things that could excite you about AI, just that ability to have someone to talk to when no one else will.
Do you want me to clean your underwear, sir? Yes, Jarvis. Yes,
sir.
Please. I tried making Siri Jarvis's voice, and they don't let us because they hate us.
Unbelievable.
Apple needs to make some changes. I don't know why they would do that to us.
It's a missed opportunity.
What would you rank Iron Man 1 out of like a letterbox score? Because that's basically what I'm going to set it out of 5 stars. That way people can look at our letterboxd. I actually think I changed my score. I give it a 4.5 stars.
I think I would give it. I think I'd give it a 4.5 too. I was gonna say 4, but the first Iron Man. Well, do you like Iron Man 2 more?
No,
I don't either. A lot of people do.
I don't. I feel like that's my least favorite out of the trilogy. To be honest with you, I have a personal strong connection to Iron Man 3, which is weird.
I like
a lot of
Iron
people
Man
hate
3.
it.
Yeah, I like Iron Man 3, but I know a lot of people don't particularly like it. It's fine. I think the first one's my favorite, though.
Honestly, that's kind of where I'm leading toward right now. Which, honestly, if you would have asked me like a week ago before watching this, I honestly think I had this as my least favorite. But just rewatching it and seeing just how much this did for the MCU. I mean, yeah, the fighting isn't like the most crazy thing, but it doesn't have to be because you're so focused on the character development. It paints a bigger picture. It's a lot more special.
Yeah. It's funny because it has like that 2-hour, 6-minute runtime, and it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
I was surprised how quickly it went. That's why I was saying
and
about
it didn't have
ending.
a lot of action. Like, it really didn't. It was a lot of just build up to what we were going to see.
Just a lot of Tony Stark being Tony Stark, which is all I need.
Yep. It was pretty great.
I love the ending too. I love the ending too, by the way, him saying I am Iron Man, and like because he was meant to go up there and lie and say he wasn't involved and that it was a bodyguard in a suit and yada yada, and he's like, you know what, fuck that. Like,
see,
no, it was me.
Was that the case? Because I looked at it in 2 different ways. There was that way, but then I also looked at it like, what if Coulson wrote those cards as in like, just read the cards, and then he looks down and sees that it says I am Iron Man. Like, what if that was what he was supposed to do?
Oh, I've never seen it that way. So if that's the case, this changes everything.
I just saw this watch through. I was like, man, because Coulson's like explaining everything, but he didn't look at the cards. He's like, just say this and you'll be fine. And then he's stumbling his words. And then Rhodey, I think it was Rhodey, he's like, just read the damn cards. And then he looks down and then he's like, I am Iron Man. That's kind of how I looked at it this go around. I was like, maybe Coulson wrote that on purpose for like a bigger picture. Like maybe this was all Nick Fury's plan after seeing the suit.
My God.
Here we go, boys.
I gotta have to look into this deeper because I've never seen it that way. I always looked at it like they were having him on a script that was telling him to like, hey, lie, brother. Don't reveal the fact that you're Iron Man, or we're gonna have a whole problem here. And then it's like he's like, you know what? No, like you guys think I'm such a bad guy. out here selling all my military weapons to people. It's like, no, it was me. I went.
He's
built
just
the suit.
not the superhero type.
Yeah. I sacrificed my life to stop all this. Like, yeah.
See, that is the easiest way to look at it. But Coulson obviously is like a nerd and a huge fan of these people. So I feel like maybe Coulson was like, I think you need to tell him.
That's it. I'm looking it up. What did Ivan's notes? That's Iron Man 2. It's the first one. There isn't a note with a message that becomes a central plot point. The scene you'll likely think of is from no, not Avengers Endgame. There's the note at the press conference.
You idiot!
Look at that. What was Tony Stark supposed to say at the press conference at the end of Iron Man 1? We're reading. There's nothing about staying. Here's your alibi, right? That was a line. Here's your alibi. You're on your yacht. Okay, so Tony was supposed to say that he was on a private island and on a yacht the night when he fought Stain. I guess.
Man, but if you look at it in the lens that I saw it this last time, it looked like Coulson was like, just admit it, because nobody's going to believe this lie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I've never thought about it that way.
It's an interesting thought. Now, obviously, it could be wrong, but the way he looked down at those cards, because Rhodey was like, just read the damn card, so he looked down.
Which is, I feel like Rhodey saying it is even more so where I'm like, Rhodey would never want him to say it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's a fun little theory, okay? What if? We'll get to that in the what if section. But yeah, 4.5 stars. It's a damn near perfect film. And I'm going to be interested to see where this lands in like the full MCU type ranking. Because I liked it 10 times more this time than I ever had actually looking back into it.
According to AI Overview, which means this is all wrong. This is according to IMDb. This is AI Overview is pulling from IMDb. It says, in the press conference scene of the 2008 Iron Man movie, Tony Stark initially reads from note cards, but then after a brief pause, he deviates from the prepared statement and declares, "The truth is, I am Iron Man." According to IMDb, he had been deflecting questions about his involvement in the events surrounding the freeway and rooftop incidents, and initially claimed it was a bodyguard in a suit. He then acknowledged the speculation and questioned the wild accusations before finally revealing his true identity.
Well, there it is. AI said it was wrong.
AI knows all.
Therefore, I'm correct. So the scene was, if it went that way, Rhodey's like, just read the damn card. He's like, the truth is, I was on a yacht.
I guess so. It was a bodyguard the whole time.
Classic. Well, that was Iron Man 1, released in 2008. We have like 35 more films to go. Do you think you can handle the heat?
No.
You're like, it would have been funny if I just saw your like camera disappear.
No, we'll get through it. I needed to rewatch all these anyway, and then the things that I've missed I need to watch, so this is holding me accountable. It's
going to be a good time. There's so many more movies that are going to be so funny down the road, and then we're going to make fun of a lot of movies down the road too. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I hope it's
But it's
fun.
So much work.
It'll be fun for a while, and then there's going to be some dark times in there.
Yeah, we're going to cry for sure.
Well, there's the crying, and then there's also some dog water movies post-Endgame.
Yeah, Ant-Man 4. Did you watch that one? Or was it Ant-Man 3?
Which one? Is that the
Quantumania?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Honestly, I don't hate it as much as some, but there's some shitty things in that movie.
Well, then there's like Love and Thunder, which is written by Jen Kane Robinson, by the way. So I've been gassing her up.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I've been gassing her up for the last month, and now I'm going to dog on her.
You're like, shit. Why did you go and do that?
I don't know if I really hate that movie either.
I don't hate it as much as some. Now, I will say the Captain Marvel sequel fucking felt like a Disney Channel movie, man. It was awful.
Yeah, that one's not great. I'm actually not really the Captain Marvel guy in the MCU.
Yeah. It's because we're men and we don't know what
she didn't really do she didn't make the best case for herself in all the interviews she did and
yeah, really.
whatnot. I like her in Endgame.
Yeah, she was good in Endgame. There was only one sequence in Endgame where I was just like, did she force this scene in there? And it's where all the women are like, we can handle it. And it's like,
I don't think that was
no
her.
shit, you're fucking.
I think that was just Disney. I think that's Disney in modern age. Yeah.
They're like, is this really necessary? Of course we know they can handle it. They're like, throw it in there.
The concept is cool, but in practice, in the middle of war, it's like, let's just get all the women together for this moment. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Like, I get what we're doing, but in practice, it's like, oh, how convenient.
Do you see all these aliens going around fighting and you all are stopping to chat about how good you all are?
I guess they don't get a lot of moments in the MCU, so let them have one in Endgame.
Dude, fucking Black Widow kicks ass every time you see her.
Well, individually they do, but you don't get to see them together.
Like group moments.
That
That makes sense. Yeah, dude. Maybe we need a female Avengers movie or something like that.
I don't know if it'll work so much now.
I think it would have been cool to see in the past.
Yeah.
Like Black Widow being the leader. I think she's like one of the smartest ones.
Yeah, I agree. I miss her tremendously.
I do too. Maybe we'll see her in these new Avengers movies.
Huh. I'll have fun until we get to Madame Web.
Dude, fuck. I've still not seen that movie, and I don't think we ever will. I don't think we'll cover it ever.
That one's rough, honestly.
As a fucking Spider-Man fan too, this Sony needs to quit fucking making these movies. It's like, oh, this is the Spider-Man villain verse. It's like, fuck off, dude. I don't want to see Kraven in his own movie. I want to see Kraven fight Spider-Man. I don't want to see Venom. Don't get me wrong, I like the Venom movies, but I want to see Venom fight Spider-Man. Or Morbius fighting Spider-Man.
That's not considered like MCU, right?
No, they're the Sonyverse.
Okay, well.
But they can be bonus episodes, except for Madam Web. We'll just leave that.
Well, that is in the MCU. Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Mm-mm. It's a Sonyverse.
Oh, okay. Well,
you have nothing to worry about.
Oh, thank God. We dodged a bullet.
Thank the Lord.
So what you're saying is we won't be covering Howard the Duck.
If you want to.
Maybe someday. Maybe a bonus episode someday.
Yay. I'll write it down.
Oh, yeah. I guess I forgot that I wasn't part of the MCU.
It's so fucking weird to think about, like, all these, like, properties and stuff. Because, like, Sony obviously has an MCU. They have MCU movies, but not all of them are in the MCU.
Well, what is Fant Four Stick considered?
Fan Four Stick? That is the Fox. It's owned by Fox, so it's kind of in another dimension too. I mean, technically they're all in the MCU now. I mean, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man hopped in. Well, so it's all connected.
Now we can...
It's not the sacred timeline.
Who's excited for the 2003 Hulk?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That movie's good. I will fight anyone on that.
When's the last time you watched it?
It's been a while, but
it doesn't hold up.
I watched a documentary on it, and it paints a good picture of what that movie is. I didn't really think about it, but that movie's a lot about childhood trauma. And I never looked at it until I watched that documentary. I'm like, oh shit.
Okay, I guess.
I will send you the documentary. You'll watch it. You'll go, this all makes sense now. Swear to God, dude. You'll watch it and you'll be like, oh, fuck. And then you'll watch the movie. It'll be a better experience.
Incredible Hulk is better, though.
Dude, that movie's fucking slept on. I don't know why the hell they did the Hulk dirty in the future movies, because the Hulk in that movie is a fucking monster.
They handle Hulk okay for a while. Like in the Avengers, he's...
Even in Ragnarok too, he's not too bad. It was
Yeah.
fucking Endgame, where they're
Well,
like, smart Hulk. They're like, you want this taco?
I mean, that is in... I mean, yeah, they make too many jokes with it. But, like, that is part of the comics. Like,
I know, it
Smart
happens.
Hulk. Yeah. They just... Yeah, they do make it... Like Professor Hulk and whatnot. But they make it weird with the way it's all just joke. Yeah, it's too slapstick.
It is a little bit too... It's not... I wouldn't even consider it funny. It's just, too slapsticky, forced comedy that doesn't really land. Maybe we'll get the original Hulk one day. Maybe he'll slip back into his old ways. We'll just have to see. Because Red Hulk and Brave New World, now that's the Hulk. Like, he is destroying shit. It's so good.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
It's on Disney Plus, man.
Yeah, I'll wait another 30 weeks and we'll get there.
You're like, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been the first episode of Shielded Opinions, a Marvel Cinematic podcast. I don't have any socials for the podcast yet, but we'll get there. We do have a Discord where you all can hop in, talk about the MCU, talk about horror movies as well. It's a good time. Riley, where can they find you if they want to see you?
I don't recommend it, no matter what.
Do it.
Just @/and cast everywhere. YouTube, X, Threads.
You doing Threads now?
So I have my Threads, because you sign in with Instagram. So anytime I post to Instagram, it auto posts to Threads. So I'm active on there, but I never look. I couldn't tell you if I have a single like.
When Threads first came out, I was pretty heavily in it. I was like, you know what? Fuck Twitter. I'm going to be a Threads man. And actually, I was doing a lot of video game screenshots and stuff, doing some editing on there. And actually got like some pretty trendy photos on there. I was like, I am about to be huge. And then I was like, okay, we're done here. I post every once in a while on there.
If it's on Instagram, it's probably on my Threads. Other than that,
there we go.
That's it.
And you guys can find me on all the different channels that I have, because I'm autistic and like just I'm all over the place. But you can find me on YouTube, Scream Show Horror, and then The Only Kirby on Twitter, Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Okay. Until next time, guys, take it easy.
Thank you for listening to Shielded Opinions. Kirby and Riley have worked really hard on this show, so consider following and dropping a 5-star review on your podcast app of choice. You gotta start somewhere, even if it's built in a cave with a box of scraps.